everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret. Something different for you today. It's me, Karen Morland from Eden's Secret. We're going to do a beauty routine today. Yeah, I know that is so different and unusual for me. I'm not trying to be a beauty guru or a makeup artist or anything like that. I just thought you would like to see something different and actually see my face. Now, I have to say, I feel very brave to sit in front of you today without any makeup on whatsoever. But we're going to apply some makeup today, and the makeup that we're going to be using for me is suitable for my allergies. I've loved makeup for as long as I've been alive, I think. From being a little child, I've been obsessed with makeup. I absolutely love makeup. I loved applying makeup. I love the art of applying makeup. But as I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I like doing it. But when I started working from home, I realised that I actually am allergic to some makeup. So I found different ranges of makeup that actually do suit my skin without making, when I say allergic, I mean my nose run and my eyes run. People always used to say when I had my shop, it's because of the smells, or it's because of this, it's all the perfume, it's all that. It's actually not. It's makeup that does that to me. So we're going to apply makeup that suits my skin down to the ground. Nothing outrageous. Well, there is one product that's outrageously expensive, but nothing else outrageously expensive. Just regular drugstore, what you would call drugstore makeup. So let's get going, shall we? Products that suit my skin and my allergies. So I'm going to run through those today, and I'm just going to start off by telling you, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I actually do is I wash my face with regular cold water, and then I give it a good rub with a nice warm scrubby hand towel. And then the next thing I like to do is take a cotton pad. Before we go any further, I want to tell you that I'm actually not a makeup artist or anything, and I'm not trying to be one either. I just thought you might be interested to see what a 57-year-old everyday makeup routine is like. Although I don't wear makeup every day now, I just wear it if I'm going somewhere. So I like to use just a regular cotton pad. And my next step is some pure rosewater hydrogel, and I get this rosewater hydrogel from Mystic Moments, and I just spray it very generously onto the pad, and then I like to rub it all over my face. Now, you're not going to see any fancy techniques or anything here on how one does makeup, because as I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I just wanted to show you my routine. So that's the rose water. The next step is I actually like to use La Mer moisturising cream. Just the regular, the original. I like that one much nicer than the soft cream. I do actually like the gel cream as well, but this one's my favourite. I love the cooling effect, I love the texture, I love how thick it is, I love the smell. It's just iconic in my eyes. So let's apply some of that. I forgot to bring out my spatula, so I'll just get some out with my finger. And I do like to apply a generous amount, and I just pop that onto my hands. And then I know they say to do it on the fingertips and pat but I don't. I just like to warm it between my hands and allow those oils and butters to melt. I like to get around the eyes here on the sides because it really does have an excellent lifting ability. It makes your skin feel cool and refreshed. It's excellent. It's an excellent moisturizer. Yes, it's expensive, but I don't know, psychologically I definitely think that plays a big part in it as well. So I'm just going to allow that to soak into my skin for a good half an hour before I apply any of my makeup. So as soon as that's soaked in, then we're going to start applying some foundation. Okay, so what we're going to start off with first is, obviously we've toned and we've moisturized. I've allowed the moisturizer to settle in for about half an hour, and I tend not to go with concealers and all that kind of thing. I don't like that really caked look, but I do like good coverage on the skin. I know it's suggested when you get older you should go more for the tinted moisturizers and things like that, but being that age, I actually don't agree. I think because we have more sun damage, more lines and wrinkles, more brown spots, we actually need more coverage. So that extra coverage is for people like me and you if you're of a certain age, if you know what I mean. So the first product I'm putting on my face today is the Bare Minerals foundation. This is the only one I've found that I can use that doesn't make my nose and eyes run. So this one is, the colour is, it's the medium. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually like to put my makeup on with a small mirror. And the reason being that I can see close to my skin. If I'm looking in a mirror that's further away, I can't actually see what I'm doing very well. So I do like to use a small mirror like this. So we're going to apply this foundation. So we're just going to apply it with a pad, an old-fashioned pad, and I like to just start around the top here. You see I get quite a bit of redness across the brow line there. And then, because I've got the moisturizer on, the foundation sticks really nice to the moisturizer. Now, another thing I notice a lot of makeup, because I do like watching people apply makeup, is they don't actually put foundation on the eyelids. But I do, and I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying this is what I do. I like to apply it, and then that gives my eyeshadow a good base. I was going to use the Tatty palette today, but because this is just an everyday look, i.e. I'm actually going to get my Christmas food shopping today, so that's what I'm doing today. And the colours in the Tatty palette weren't really suitable for the look I want to go for today, because I just want a really natural, regular makeup look. I wish I could get rid of these creases here. If I could hate anything on my face the most, it's actually these creases here. And I like to just blend it in, because when I was young and I wasn't too good at putting makeup on, I'm not saying I'm great at putting makeup on even now, but my mum would always say, you've got a line, you've got a line. So she would mean the line along here between your neck and your face, so I like to make sure I haven't got one of those. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Right, so I'm actually going to go with some blusher next, and you can see this is very old and well used. This is the Me Shimmy Shimmer palette blusher, and it's the pink shimmer. So not very much of that at all, just a tiny drop, just to give a little bit of rosy complexion on the cheeks. Now again, in the 80s, I used to wear brown, like very bronze blusher, and we used to blush all the way up here and right up the sides here, and it actually did look ridiculous. And it reminds me now how people do all the contouring around here, up the cheeks, and then underneath. It just reminds me of all that when I see people. I know it's fashion and we all accept fashion, it's just the way it is, isn't it? But I'm not into any of that, being of a certain age. Right, so that's the blusher done. Just having a drink of peppermint tea. Now I forgot to apply my lip balm first. I usually do that before I put anything on my face at all, and I really like the Carmex lip balm, just the original. It really does work, it's excellent. And I actually use that every night before I go to bed. I smother loads of it on, because you tend not to be doing anything when you're asleep. I find applying lip balm at bedtime is the best time to apply it, because you're not licking your lips and rubbing and eating and whatever else you do throughout the day. So applying it at night, it allows that lip balm to soak into your lips all night long. Right, now we're going to go with our eyeshadow. Now I know all the makeup artists, they all use brushes, but I actually really love and always have done, I like eyeshadow applicators. So I got these from Amazon, and I'll put a link to those, well, I'll put a link to everything in the description box, if you can still get it, that is. So I'm just taking one of those out of its box, and we're going to use the Naked 3 palette here by Urban Decay. I really like these colours in this set, and the colours we're going to use are, we're going to use Strange, which is this one at the end, Limit, which is this one, Nuna, this one. Now they're all matte eyeshadows because I don't want a lot of eyeshadow on, so I'm going into the Strange first, and this is just the way I'm adding eyeshadow, is just the way that I've added eyeshadow to my eyes since the 80s basically. Actually, before we go any further, I wanted to show you the very first foundation that I ever used was this one by Max Factor. It was the Pan Stick. You can still get them, that's why I bought one, and it twists up like this, and it actually is, I had a try with it and it actually is still really nice. And the one thing I adore about it is the smell. I love the smell of it. It's gorgeous. It's really powdery and lovely. But we're not using that today. So we're going into the Strange highlighter, and I'm just going to add that up onto the top of my brow. Now you can see I have a really big space in between my eyebrow and the lid of my eye, so there's a lot of space to cover there, and I do have hooded eyes as well. Now I want to add that I haven't got any Botox or anything like that in my face. I'm definitely not against it, I'm actually for it, I like it. I think it's quite good to show you what a 57-year-old face really looks like before we go down that road. Right, so that's the Strange. So we're going to go in for the Limit now. And what I like to do with the medium colour is I like to put that over the whole lid. And blend that up into the highlighter on the top. And then we'll do the same with the other eye. I'll be laughing watching this back because when I see all the funny faces I pull when I'm adding my makeup. So just with the tip now of the applicator, I'm just going to pop some under the eye here, and that's still in the same colour, Limit. And then now for some Nuna. And we're just going to apply some of the Nuna on the edges like so, and just take it across the eye, and I just like to blend it in a little bit with the back of the applicator that hasn't actually got any makeup on it. Now you can see over here we've got a bit of a wing going on that's a little bit too strong, so I'm just taking my fingers and wiping some of that off. And then we'll go in with the other eye. And blend that in with the finger again. And then just check that both the eyes look even. This one looks like it's still got a little bit too much on there. Now the palette, the eyeshadow palette, does come with nice brushes, really nice brushes. So this is where you can use the brushes just to blend in if you want to blend. So it's like a no messing about kind of makeup, this. Okay, so now it's time for the eyebrow pencil. I've always liked a good eyebrow pencil. Now, in my day, when I was young, I did have nice thick eyebrows. Then the 80s and 90s came, and thin eyebrows became a thing. So all of us around that era who grew up as 80s kids plucked all their eyebrows out and left themselves with skinny eyebrows like you can see here on me. And when you've been plucking them for years and years, they don't actually come back. So this is what I'm left with. Luckily, I've got quite a good shape to my eyebrow. And I don't like, on me, I don't like an eyebrow that goes up to a point like this and then down. I like a nice curve with a bit of a wing out here to the side. So the eyebrow pencil that we are using is the Maybelline, and that's just in brown, and it's got the brush on the other end, so we can brush all the hairs up in a certain direction even though there aren't that many. So we're going to apply the eyebrow now. So I do like to have a bit of an eyebrow. I'm not into the tattooed eyebrows. When you see them in person, they just look a little bit strange. So just take the brush and then give them a brush up, and then see if there are any gaps that need to be filled in. I can see there is one there. So that's it. Nothing over the top, nothing crazy. Just an eyebrow. Now we'll do the other side. I actually prefer, this is quite a soft pencil, I actually prefer a harder pencil for an eyebrow. I do think that a good eyebrow just finishes the look off, doesn't it? I'm using the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. Now, I always used to curl my eyelashes, and I have got quite decent long eyelashes. They're not as thick and long as they used to be when I was younger, but using a curler can pull your eyelashes out, so I tend not to do it. So I like to scrape off quite a lot of the, I'll call it cake. And then I'll take the brush and always apply on the back of the lash first, and then brush up in an upwardly motion. Now my eyelashes can be a bit spidery and they can stick together, so I like to use a toothpick to separate them. So I'm just going to get one of those now to separate these eyelashes and give them, so they're not sticking together, and give them a bit of fluffiness and more definition. So just take the toothpick carefully and just prise those eyelashes apart and just try to get them looking neat and not stuck together. Now there might be mascaras that are pretty good at not clumping together, but I haven't found one yet. So you might notice the center, we need a bit more in the center to lift those ones up, because some of the lashes are actually longer than others. There we are, that's perfect. I'm not going to touch that again because that's exactly the way I want it. So you can see the difference of one eye to the other, what a difference a lash makes. And now we're going to do the other one. Is this one of those faces? One of those funny faces? Now I actually like to let the top dry before I add mascara to the bottom. I don't like a lot of mascara on the bottom. So what we're going to do first is we're going to apply some lip liner. And the lip liner that we are using today is Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil. And it's called Liar. Liar? Well, I can tell you I'm not lying about anything today. I've no filters or anything like that on. This is me. Now, I've always been one that's guilty of overlining the lips because I've got really little lips, skinny lips. And when I see people overline their lips, especially people that have got big, beautiful, voluptuous lips, I think, don't overline them, it looks silly. I know it looks ridiculous on me, so I do overline the top a little bit. Because one of the points, the left one, is lower than the one on the right. So I like to try and even those up. It's tickling my lips. Now, I've gone over there, so I'm just going to wipe that off with my finger. And I always wanted, there was a supermodel in the 90s, and I always wanted my lips like hers. She used to go out with Michael Hutchins. I can't remember what her name was. There was Christy Turlington, Cindy Crawford was my favourite. But the one that went out with the guy from In Excess, I loved her lips. I thought she had gorgeous lips. I wish I could remember her name. I'll put it up on the screen. So I've always been like a plums and browns kind of girl as far as makeup goes. And just fill all that in. I hope you're enjoying this. And then we're going with some Max Factor lip gloss in 610 is the number. I do like a shiny lip. And it's got quite good stain power, this lip gloss. It just stays on. So the one thing I still haven't done here is I haven't done the mascara on the lower lashes. So we'll go in and get those done. Just a tiny bit on there. I don't like them overly done. Just a nice light coating. So that's it, that's the makeup done. I'm going to go and do my hair now, and as soon as I've done that, I'll be back so you can see what the finished look looks like with hair done as well. Because when you get to my age, you definitely start to feel, I have to say, ugly. And I'm one of those people, I always felt ugly without makeup, and I still do. And as the years go by, you put on the pounds, and I started to call myself fat and ugly. So I need to stop doing that, don't I? So I'll go and do my hair, and then you can see the finished result. As I'm looking at this though, gosh, this is what I'm noticing, is these big bags under here. So I'm hating that, and I'm hating this here. But I'd never get a facelift, but I would, and I wouldn't get fillers, but I would get fillers here. I'm a big believer in only getting these things done if you need them. I definitely get Botox for all the lines and wrinkles. I mean, I'm not looking too bad at nearly 60, I guess. I should be thinking that way rather than negatively, shouldn't I? So yeah, I definitely have filler here. I wouldn't have any other filler. Oh no, I would have filler in my lips. I'd have filler in my lips, I'd have filler here, but I wouldn't have any in the cheeks or anything like that. I've seen beautiful people that didn't need anything done to their face get filler. Putting filler in just makes your face look bigger. So that's my opinion. I'm getting a little bit political, aren't I, here? But let's go and do the hair anyway, instead of talking about all this negative stuff. Okay, that's the finished look, everyone. Not bad for a 56-year-old, is it? But I did say I wasn't a professional. I'm not trying to be professional. This is just my regular look for going to the supermarket to do the Christmas shop. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll be back with another one fairly soon. I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.